Goku was on a trip to Earth. A few minutes from arrival, Bardock and Gine would wake up. What happened? Gine would ask with his eyes wide open. Damn, my head is killing me, Bardock would say. Dad, Mom, at last they wake up, Goku would say cheerfully. What's going on? Gine would ask. Don't worry, we're about to get home, Goku would say. We are on our way to planet Earth. It is the planet to which we send you, Bardock would say, remembering the moment when he saved little Goku. Finally, Goku would return to Earth, precisely to the Capsule Corporation. Bulma was waiting for him, but he would take a big surprise. Goku, who are they? Bulma would ask, especially when she noticed someone similar to Goku. Bulma, let me introduce you to my parents, Goku would say. Parents? Bulma would say. Our son told us a lot about you. He said you were his first friend. Gine would say. Bulma would put her eyes in white, and she would faint from the impression. Bulma! Goku would say, worried. Minutes later, Bulma would wake up. She thought it was all a dream, but then she would see Goku with his parents. Tell me it's not true, Bulma would say. Well, it is, Goku would say, laughing. Goku would tell Bulma what had happened on Planet Min, especially the freezer issue. Wow, that big nose doesn't stop trying with his tricks, Bulma would say. Don't worry, I've taught him a lesson, Goku would say. By the way, it's time to go home. I want to give the news to Milky and the others. Sure, I'll soon organize a meal for everyone to celebrate it, Bulma would say. That sounds great to me, Goku would say, happy. Goku, by the way, do you know about this? Bulma would ask. He will know when you organize that celebration. Now we have to go. See you, Goku would say. See you? Bulma would say goodbye, although she was terrified of what Mr. Beerus might think about Goku's wish. Minutes later, Goku would arrive home with his parents. Milk, I have a surprise. Goku would say. Where the hell were you? You left the field without harvesting. You're a terrible husband. How are you going to set an example for your granddaughter? Milk would say, furious. Milk, please, don't embarrass me in front of my parents, Goku would ask. I don't care. You have to be more responsible, especially your parents. Milk, confused, would say, that's right, I revived my parents. Come, let me introduce them to you, Goku would say. Milk would watch Bardock and Gine carefully. Her eyes would turn white, and she would faint. Milk, what's wrong with you? Goku, worried, would ask. I think Earth women faint easily, Bardock would say. Minutes later, Milk would wake up. Wow, you're finally awake, Goku would say. Goku, what happened? Milk would ask. Look, I'll tell you later how. Now I want you to meet my parents, Goku would say. They are Bardock and Gine. Nice to meet you, ma'am, Gine would say. It's a pleasure, Bardock would say. Chi-Chi, amazed, would say. Well, so and so, Gine would say. Goku's parents would get to know Chi-Chi better. But not everything would be peace and love. Frieza was furious about what had happened. Those dragon spheres were his hope. Damn, those type of dragon spheres were the only ones that could fulfill my wish, Frieza would say. Very Blue would quickly ask Frieza what his wish would be. Oh, that will be a big secret. When the time comes, you'll know, Frieza would smile. I think for now it would be best to wait for the waters to calm down, Frieza would say. Days later, Beerus and Whis would arrive on Earth. The god of destruction was furious with Goku. For some reason, that wish had caused something more than just exhausting a planet. Even the same god of destruction and his angel had felt the consequences. Whis, find him, Beerus would say. As you command, sir, Whis would say. Whis would use his staff. He would see Goku with all his friends. He was carrying out that celebration that Bulma had promised. Wow, it looks like they're celebrating Goku's wish, Whis would say. And those two bastards didn't invite us. I should have thought they were going to hide it from us, Beerus would say. Annoying. Beerus and Whis would arrive at the party at the surprise Capsule Corporation. Our friends would be terrified by the arrival of the god of destruction. Except Goku, who was the most innocent of all. And I would never think that Beerus would be upset about that wish. What a party! And they didn't invite us. Beerus would say. Hey, Mr. Beerus. What are you talking about? If I told Bulma to invite you, Goku would say. Really? Beerus would ask when he observed Bulma. Damn, I didn't want to invite you to avoid a problem, and you came anyway. Bulma would think terrified. I knew this would bring problems. Vegeta would think. Mr. Beerus, you arrived just in time. Goku would say. I want to introduce you to my parents. Bardock and Gine would go to the front. Silence would rule the place. Beerus' face generated terror. Our son has told us a lot about you. I really admire you a lot. Gine would say. Really? Beerus would say something ashamed. Kakaroto says you are the strongest in the universe. That force motivates him to be stronger. Bardock would say. I see that he has more respect for me than I thought. Beerus would say proudly. It can't be that they bought it so easily. Whis would think. Our friends would continue with the celebration as if nothing. Beerus would not take any measure against Bardock and Gine. They even liked it, although the time to leave had come. Mr. Beerus, it will be better if you talk to Mr. Goku about what we came for. Whis would say annoyed. They are not such bad guys after all. Also, Goku already told us how he prevented Freezer from asking for his wish. It was not so bad. Beerus would say. But those dragon spheres should not be used again. He knows it very well. Whis would say. Do not worry, we will talk to him. Beerus would say. Mr. Goku, come a moment please. Whis would call. Goku would move away from everyone to talk to them. I hope everything is fine. Goku would say. More or less. Beerus would say. Do not tell me it is to revive my parents. Goku would say. They are good people and they would not hurt anyone. It is not purely about your parents, but about the use of those dragon spheres. Beerus would say. I do not understand. Goku would say, confused. Mr. Goku, each wish of those dragon spheres brings calamities to Universe 7. Whis would say. What? It cannot be true. If the Kami-sama of that planet told me that it only harmed the planet where he lives. Goku would say. And that is the planet Min. Obviously that Kami-sama does not know anything more than his own planet. Whis would say. Mr. Goku, this is serious. The wishes that are of dragon spheres that are less than 7 consume things from the universe to create wishes. Not like the rest of the dragon spheres. I cannot believe it, but if I asked for that wish to ensure that Freezer did not return and asked for something bad, Goku would say. Those spheres consume the vitality of the universe to fulfill that wish. And what makes it more serious is that they are very powerful. They can fulfill wishes that other dragon spheres cannot. Whis would say. That means that it pulls a lot for little. How much damage have I done to the universe with my wish? Goku would ask. Let's say that 5% of the universe has been turned off. Whis would say. It cannot be true. All this is my fault. Goku would say sorry. Well, let's say I did not know. But now he knows. Whis would say. We have a year to see what to do with those dragon spheres. Meanwhile, enjoy your parents. Beerus would say. Whis and Beerus would leave our friends alone. I thought it was going to be stricter. But I see that it has softened. Whis would say. Disappointed with the god of destruction. It's not that bad. Goku's parents liked me. In addition, he did it to control Freezer. Now we have a year of tranquility thanks to that. Then we'll see what measures to take. Beerus would say. Everyone would return to their homes. Goku would take his parents with him, since they would live together for a while. That night everyone would enjoy a great dinner. Chi-Chi should cook more than usual, since Bardock's stomach was the same as Goku's. I cannot believe it. I'm seeing 2 Gokus. Chi-Chi would say, amazed to see the dishes that piled up. "Do not worry. I'll help you clean," Gine would say. "Oh dear, that would be of great help," Chi-Chi would say. Meanwhile, Freezer's nursing ship was about to reach the planet Namek. But Bardock would tell Freezer that it did not seem like a good idea what they were about to do. "Do not worry. Take this as an experiment," Freezer would say. Freezer's ship would become visible in the sky. The Namekians would recognize it instantly. Without hesitation, as the Namekusei people had planned. They would call Bulma to give them the news thanks to some radars that they facilitated in case of emergency. Bulma would receive the warning, waking her and Vegeta. "What is that?" Vegeta would ask. "It is the communicator of the Namekians. I told them to use it in case of emergency," Bulma would say. Bulma would answer the call. And she would be notified of Freezer's appearance. "That insect, we have to eliminate it once and for all," Vegeta would say. "We have to look for Goku. He can take you by teleportation," Bulma would say. Goku snored loudly. He was deeply asleep. Suddenly a tremor would wake him up like everyone else. "What happened?" Goku would ask. Goku would go out with everyone. Vegeta was there. "Quick, Kakaroto! Freezer has arrived to the planet Namek," Vegeta would say. "That bastard!" Goku would say furiously. "Son, I will go with you," Bardock would say. "Don't be stupid. There is a lot of power difference. Stay here," Goku would say. Goku would take Vegeta, and with the teleportation, he would easily reach the planet Namek thanks to Freezer's ki. Goku and Vegeta would arrive before Freezer tried anything. "Don't tell me you want the Dragon Balls from here now," Goku would say seriously. "Wow. But they are my friends, Goku and Vegeta," Freezer would say. "Shut up, insect. Don't make me kick your ass," Vegeta would say out of himself. "Freezer, it will be better if you leave here," Goku would say. "None of that. He will stay so that we finish him. So he returns to hell," Vegeta would say. "What a discourtesy, one who only comes to visit. It is treated like that." Freezer smiled, making fun of Goku and Vegeta. Meanwhile on Earth, Gine and Bardock would be awake at night. They could not sleep again. "Don't worry, everything will be fine. Goku is very strong. Besides, he is with Vegeta. I would say 1,000. Freezer is still. That guy has no limits when it comes to slaughtering others," Bardock would say. Outside Goku's home, several Freezer soldiers were surrounding the house. Each of them knew they had a very important mission. But Bardock would feel a strange feeling. "Honey, what's going on?" Gine would ask. "Stay in here," Bardock would ask. "I will not delay." Bardock would go outside. He could realize that he was being watched. "Stop hiding like cowards. I know you're there," Bardock would say seriously. Suddenly, many of Freezer's soldiers would be present surrounding Bardock. What could happen now that Goku and Vegeta are on the planet Namek? Do Freezer's soldiers want to try to eliminate Bardock? And also, will our friends discover the trap? We will know all that in the next part of this theory. So far this video, friends. This video has to reach 10 likes and many comments. Leave your like, comment and subscribe to the channel. That will motivate me to continue uploading videos and theories for you. See you in the next video.